All right, gentlemen. So yeah, man. So the first round's in the books, man. So let's get a quick round of room when it comes down to the first round. We had a lot of shockers. We had a lot of real time reactions to what happened. So let's talk about first round reactions real quick. Let's get into that. So as you see the tickers on the board, we got all 32 picks running through. So let's go around the room and talk about, I guess, give me maybe one or two thoughts about the first round and what you thought? What was good? What was bad? Who hit a home run? Who got your head scratching, wonder why they did it? Tell me how you guys feel about exactly what happened for the first round for you, your teams and otherwise. Let's start with RG, young RG. Let's do that.
Oh man, yeah. So obviously the Chargers love the Hampton pick. I think with this O line and already having Najee, I think it's just going to be a great offense. Herbert thrived with the play action, and now teams are going to actually have to respect the run more so than they ever did last year. But as far as biggest surprise, I mean we were just talking about it. I think it has to be Loveland going to the Bears at 10. I think the tight end, obviously the tight end position is a little bit, with the Bears especially, it was a little bit kind of tricky whether they should because I think Cole Kmet's good, but obviously he's no Colston Loveland.
Right.
But I also trust Ben Johnson, and we've seen his offensive schemes do, work wonders, with quarterbacks that we feel are less talented than Caleb. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in the long run, it'll probably work out for them. But as of today, it's definitely my most baffling.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Mike Dub, how you feel about the first round? What stuck out to you?
I think I saw a lot of teams drafting best available. I think it wasn't really, sometimes you see different strategies. Do you fill needs? Do you go best available? I think if most teams probably went best guy available regardless of what their needs are. And also, I don't think a lot of teams had glaring holes that they just had to fill. I think if I had to say that there was one shock for me, it would be the one team that I thought had the glaring hole to fill in Pittsburgh, didn't fill it. So that was probably my shock is Shador falling out of the first. And I mean, both the Saints passing on him and also obviously Pittsburgh passing on him when he fell right to them in 21. That's my biggest shock. I'm still trying to figure out what their plan is going forward. Luckily, I'm not a Steeler fan, so I don't have a dog in the race either way, but
right.
It's interesting to see. And like you said, I think somebody mentioned it earlier, you wonder what goes on behind the scenes and what conversations are being held, what previous relationships, may have already existed or bridges may have already been burned. You never know what happens until 20 years from now when the 30 for 30 comes out. So, whatever conversations are happening in the war room, we don't know. But I definitely say my biggest shock is the Steelers passing on Shador.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And not only that, but taking a D tackle in place of passing on him.
Right. Yeah.
So, one wide receiver, right? One a tight end, one a corner. Say none of it. It was a D tackle
at all. When you just made a trade for a pretty vocal wide receiver,
yes,
who's going to make it known that when he's not, and you got two personalities at wide receiver already, and you have nobody to throw them the ball. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Real AG, Alex Givens, how you feel about the first round? Give me your thoughts.
Yes, sir. First of all, dude, loved doing the live show with all you guys. That was a fun time. I'd like to just give us all a pat on the back. I thought at least the initial start of the draft, we had that all hammered out pretty correct, outside of a trade. And then I feel like, once the Saints took Kelvin Banks at 9, it just went haywire from there.
Out the window.
I'm just like, we don't know what the hell these teams were thinking. In terms of the Chiefs, I love how the board fell for them. There was some good players available. They were able to trade back one spot and get an extra 5th round pick, and ultimately, bolster the O-line room with a good swing tackle who was projected to go much higher than 32. So love the pick that they made to rebuild or retool the O-line. In terms of, like I said, the kind of the haywire from 10 down, 9 down, I think to kind of piggyback off what Mike Dub said, I think my big shocker would be the New York Giants trading back into the first round. We're all thinking it's Shador and it's Jackson Dart, and giving up a future first round pick to do it.
Yeah.
That has to be my big shocker. just with how the board fell, and given where they're picking early in the second round, felt like an unnecessary move to make. But I'm not in the GM seat. They are maybe not for long, but
Yeah, not for long.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, man. It's a lot for me, man. On a personal note, I definitely love the Mario Hampton pick. Like I said, I would have much rather preferred a wide receiver. But again, Mekabuka went a few picks before. That was my number one guy to the Bucks, which I don't understand. They got a plethora of receivers over there, and they picked another one. It reeks of Seattle a couple years ago, but I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. Not looking forward to the secondary room in the Denver Broncos area. You got Riley Moss, Seth Kane, and Jedi Barron now. Got 3 good corners. That's going to be hell, and you still don't have a legit number one wide receiver if you're a Chargers fan, so that wasn't pretty. But but again, I get they did what they did. You do what you got to do. I would say that a lot of things that stuck out to me, it's some like certain cases the rich got richer, in a sense. Like looking at the Eagles getting Ja'Kai Campbell when they had a Zach Bond ball out and was a Pro Bowl All Pro last year. So they got 2 legit roaming fast freakish athlete linebackers on that group, and they just won the Super Bowl. So that's the one thing. Another thing that really stuck out to me is the amount of first round graded talent that's still in the pool in the second round.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Green fell. We've been screaming his name all night. Mike Green fell. He fell. The Burden fell. Riku fell.
Yep.
I mean, the list goes on. There's a bunch of people that had first round grades. We thought they were going to go in the top 15, maybe top 20 at the very least, and they're still sitting out there. So the second and third round people are going to cash in. And I think Mike Dub brought the point up about there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of trades going on in the second round, a lot of people jockeying to move up because they want to grab, that second or third round pick. They can get 2 quality guys in the second round and third round. It's going to really help them team and be starters right away. Hoping the Chargers kind of maybe do that with those moving up a little bit, because again, we got a bunch of lower round picks. We got a bunch of 6 and a couple in the 7th and things of that nature. So we can move up and snag a second or third round pick in day 2. We love that. But yeah, man, I'm very shocked. And I piggyback on the whole Jackson Dart thing. They skipped over Shador and with Jackson. But like I said, that was one of those things where it's a desperation move. They definitely are looking at it from a job security perspective. If they can say, well, we use Russ now and use Jackson in the future, I'll have a job for 2 years. That's how they're looking at it. And, ironically enough, the Mara family is patient with people. They don't fire coaches outside of one guy in the last 10 years. They haven't fired a guy, for cause early on.
Yeah, that guy earned it.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Big time.
He benched the franchise cornerstone. Ruined his starting streak.
Right. So yeah, outside of him, they're really patient with coaches. So I think that they're gonna, try to squeeze all the juice they can out of Dayball in that group. So we'll see how they do with Jackson Dart going forward and Russell Wilson as the incumbent. But yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to day 2, and I definitely think that a lot of people want to get quality starters in the second round. In the third round, it's gonna be a really good time. So I'm looking forward to that, man. But any final thoughts you guys want to have on this segment before we close out?
I'm just excited to see with this plethora of still first round graded talent available, kind of how wild the start of the second round will be in day 2. But yeah, I mean, I was exciting first round, so should be in for a good draft this year.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm expecting, like Coach Mike Dubb already said, I'm expecting a ton of trades tomorrow, and I'm expecting them early. I know there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to try to get into this second round early for some of this, in my opinion, top tier round 1 talent still available.
Absolutely.
Same. Yep. They said it all, man. I mean, it's going to be a lot of movement. I mean, Cleveland, they came out, as so far the winners. I guess it depends on what they do with their picks, but
yeah,
I mean, they definitely were able to get what they needed to get, and then still, have enough to address what they need to address. So,
right,
we'll see what happens.
Yep, Cleveland has the 33rd and the 36th.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that's dangerous.
They about to cook.
Yeah.
You can get a rusher and a quarterback.
You can get Shador right here off the rip, and maybe Mike Green is still there at 36, and oh my god,
we get Luther.
Yeah.
Luther.
You still got the running backs, Henderson, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. Right. So get this too. The Seahawks have 2 second rounders in close proximity. They got 50, 56, and where's the other one? 56 and I lied, 50 and 52. Yeah, 50 and 52. The Bills have 56 and they have 62. The Bears have 39 and 41.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's a lot of some movement gonna happen, dude.
Big time. So yeah, it's gonna be some. And the Texans now have 2 second-round picks because they moved down. They got 34 and they now have 58.
Ooh, so they got the pick right after the Browns then.
Yep. So it should be a good one.
I think we may see Shador with Cleveland, man.
I think we will. I think Shador is going to be the first pick of the second round.
I think so.
Could be. Good. They're good bold predictions there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll see how things shake out, man. But I'm definitely looking forward to how things break out in regards to the second round, man. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be good next 2 days from a draft perspective, and hope everybody gets what they want from a team perspective.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.